show and go, and the party, all in one package. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Build Ride Repeat. I'm here with James Greene of Black Eye Custom Audio. And if you don't know, you will know after this. We're going to talk about custom motorcycle audio. James, I know absolutely, at this point, I know absolutely nothing about motorcycle audio.
I'll fault you on that.
What is it about motorcycle audio that's changed? So like, what made it change so much that in the past 5 years?
I mean, the past 5 years, honestly, I've seen the progression from, 6x9s in the bags to, people actually doing, speakers in the pharynx. We've transitioned from, putting everything in a saddlebag. You would stack the saddlebag with up with 2-3 amps. Mm-hmm. We'll say just two. Right. Two on one side, put one on the other side. Now run everything in the front stage and the rear stage. To now, transition from, 2015, 2016, all the way up to probably about 2019. Now we're starting to see custom fab work from the front end down to the rear end. You're starting to see high-powered, amps pushing out, 3,000 watts, a little bit bigger than a book. I mean, these things were unheard of back in the day. So,
in the back in the day is only 5-6 years ago, right?
Yeah. The whole bike audio community has. I mean, it's evolving as we speak.
All right. There are people who make these packages and sell them, like, say, for instance, no disrespect to the motor company and whatever, but like boom audio, please don't waste your money on boom audio. Definitely seek out a professional, somebody like James here at Black Eye Custom Audio.
So, for all you guys don't know, I'm actually living in Germany. This is my house in Frederick.
Even though he may not necessarily be here in the States, he can consult you for a fee and suggest what you should get and possibly refer you to someone who he may trust.
So definitely do that. And I'm glad you said that. Yeah. So that's a big pitch. So for the bike shops that's around DMV, mm-hmm. I support them mm-hmm. as much as, the next man should support another company. If you're one of the customers that 9 times out of 10 I talk to and I really get heavy into the dialogue and the consultation, 9 times out of 10 I'm going to probably want to work on your bike. Right. And I say that based on what you said earlier about a certain sound. So yes, right. Boom audio has a certain sound, it has a certain Harley sound. Yeah. But I think every builder has a certain sound as well. Right. And I'm not going to get into who sounds better, who's not. It's just their signature sound. Right. I think my customers like my sound.
I would imagine that for a fee, he can refer you to someone who can get the deed done for you. So definitely follow him on Instagram at Black Eye Custom Audio. How's it spelled on Instagram?
Just like that, Black Eye Custom Audio.
One word?
One word, just all together.
Black Eye Custom Audio. Hit him up on there, and you definitely. And I'll put it here on the screen too, so you can see it. So if I want to get away from the Harley lie of boom audio, where should one start?
It's it's not a trick question, mm-hmm. But it is a difficult question a lot of times when it comes to the builder. So realistically, it comes down to how many speakers you want, placement, mm-hmm. power, how much power you want to run, and if you want to compete. I like to use the competition thing at the very last. Yes. But again, you start looking at 2015, 16 versus 2022. Right. Competition wasn't even really a thought.
How did that bike audio competition start? Like, it almost seems like it came out of nowhere.
I feel so. I'm a little dated. I know I'm a little bit behind the curve, but when I saw bike audio competition, it was Myrtle Beach. Right. It was on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It was 2016. Okay. So I know there was some stuff happening before that, but I know 2016. I'm sitting at home on YouTube and I'm watching this guy named Munir Ali and some of them Philly boys up there, having a great time showing off their bikes. Right. And I'm like, oh, damn, this Harley thing is real. It's like bike audio is real.
Would you say that the audio competition has been good for the industry as far as for development for new products and everything?
Oh, man. So this is James Greene's opinion. Again, it's my opinion. Hate me or love it, but it's my opinion. I think the bike audio competition has been extremely great for big business. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm a little biased. Mm-hmm. I see brands like Rockford Fosgates, Some of the folks like, Matt's.
All the legacy brands, all legacy car audio brands, whatever.
Legacy car audio brands that are still big
Right.
in car audio,
Mm-hmm.
but are a definite afterthought in our, community.
Right.
Brazilian kind of power is where it's really at right now.
Mm-hmm.
They've kind of led the market in that type of footprint. I know Sound Digital is doing awesome things based on the footprint that they have within our bikes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Again, I'm not a sponsor, but I am going to give a shout out to Sound Digital. I have a Sound Digital 2400.4, a 400.4, and a Sound Digital 300.1, all on my bike.
Sound Digital, you can definitely holler at them because, that's a sponsor right there.
Yeah, so I have it on my bike for two reasons.
Right.
It's great power and a compact, package that I'm able to put on a bike. But going to my original thought is for big business, I just wish that more businesses like the JLs, will come out and actually build things more focused to what we're doing right now. The size and the power and the ability to produce that power both in an efficient manner and have that reliability. I mean, that right there, that's kind of what's lacking right now.
Right.
We don't have the efficiency, we don't have the reliability. But, again, without really getting into the details, I think if other businesses or other manufacturers actually start looking at what we're doing in these audio competitions, they'll realize that there's a lot of money to be made, but at the same time, there's a lot of business that actually could further develop outside of car audio into bike audio.
So what do you see for motorcycle audio now?
I see motorcycle audio doing great things. I just think that the direction, really, in my opinion, for evolution, for evolution of this community, I think we need to have more manufacturers really deep dive into this community like they're doing in the car audio world. And, and there we can have, our different classes showing, the different products available in a different, not harp on the word differences, but see those differences in the quality of those particular parts. I would love, in my opinion, again, shout out to Backyard Baggers, Joey out there, but I believe he's got one of his customers, Jay Gennaro. Shout out to Jay. He's building an all mats bike. But if we're all coming out with the same setups, the same, parts, maybe different fab work to achieve some type of result, it kind of gets to a point of,
At that point, it's all about playlists. It's not even like...
Yeah, it's about playlists. I personally want to hear somebody come with, just throwing a brand out there, not knocking a brand, or like a Jensen bike, and somebody coming with like a DS18 bike.
Right.
And just being in the lab for so many hours, putting that work in and having a superb product and play off, have a nice little sound off.
Right.
And just be impressed. Just impress the crowd. Like, yo, what'd y'all think? It's like, yo, that joint sound good.
Right.
And that was an all DS18 bike.
Right.
So that's the type of stuff I would like to see. I think all of us here have probably used one of the top 3 brands on multiple times. We probably bought multiple versions of the top 3 brands out there. So we're dumping our money in this community anyways. Let's try something different. Right. So that's just me. I would love to see the diversity of equipment.
So how did this motorcycle audio start? So, of course, people read stuff on the internet, whatever, on the forums and everything. I met you, or became aware of you from HD forums. Yeah. So how did your interest in bike audio start?
Honestly, it's funny you asked that, but my interest started with seeing, on YouTube, believe it or not, seeing Big Money Rob out there. Shout out to Big Money out there in the West Coast, up in the Bay Area. That dude was putting together builds like no other. Again, I might have just been playing, hitting necks on each one, but it just seemed like that dude was just, killing them, pumping bikes in and out of the shops. A lot of what we did even on the East Coast, putting the Pioneer 6902s and stuff, they were rocking that on the West Coast for a long time. Yeah. White Boy John's out there in the Bay Area. I know we had some folks down in LA. All the way even to the East Coast, looking at exotic sounds out there. He was doing some stuff. And then again, for me, it was just seeing Big Money Rob and just having that at the tip of my fingers. You know, I can literally just go to YouTube and be like, oh, so
he's using that.
Yeah, I've done car stuff, but I didn't actually know that we did stuff on Harleys.
Right.
So I used him honestly as like the blueprint to what I did, and then again, it kind of fast forwarded to the competition stuff. Just like wow. But the love, man, the love of this game, I mean, has really just been, in my opinion, for me and my customers, my love is seeing the enjoyment of folks just coming in here, envisioning exactly what they wanted, and then exceeding that.
Right.
You know, that's my vision.
Right.
And I love that. That's my victory.
Yeah.
The money, obviously I work out of my garage.
Right.
I'm not a full-time shop. I know I got some people out there that might hate that, hey man, this dude's taking potential customers from, my brick and mortar joints. I got it. But
everybody can eat. Like the millions of Harley makes millions of motorcycles a year.
Yeah. And I want to put something out based on that statement. That statement isn't to really, shed a light on a certain part of the business. But it is to put it out there as a reminder for those that do have the brick and mortar. In our game right now, this bike audio game, including my man Larry here, you never stop with one build. You don't.
Jesus.
You don't. I honestly, again, I have a very vivid imagination. I just don't know what more we can do to these bikes that's going to keep them rideable. So that's another one of my slogans. So Black Eye Custom Audio, we focus on ground pounded bikes that sound good. If you want to compete, you compete. But the biggest thing is I want you to be able to ride this joint. My focus is going to be on getting on that thing and riding it safely. Too.
Right. So the elephant in the room, it's kind of top secret. It's like on the other side over here, behind the camera. It's a pretty big deal over here. You want to discuss your bike?
So, it's funny. So anybody that's paying attention to this, and hopefully you guys are going out to his Instagram and checking out this interview. For the first time, for James Greene, Black Eye Custom Audio, for the first time, has switched it up, and I'm going with a single speaker in the bag, imported. So, again, for all y'all that know bike audio, I'm gonna give y'all a little foot stomper. You can make some, shout out to Top Shop, y'all can make some Top Shop 4.5-inch Speed Freak bags sound great. With very limited airspace. Okay. I won't tell you the sub to use. That's gonna be my secret sauce.
Then you gotta pay the consultation fee for that.
Exactly. But it can do what it do.
Again, this is Bill Ride Repeat. So not only is he because the bike is pretty. Like that's a mean paint job. He's pretty.
Oh, there's a reason behind that. There's a reason behind that paint job. So I look at my brother over here, which we all, we're all D9 brethren.
Okay, yeah, you know what I'm saying?
There's a reason behind that color. So
Indeed.
I think if we zoom in.
Oh yeah, you can see that. You see it.
It kind of explains a little bit better.
You see it. Those who know will know.
Why,
you know what I'm saying?
Color.
You know what I'm saying?
It is what it is.
Somebody once told me that friendship is essential to the soul.
It is all day, every day.
I don't know anything about that, but he does. If you want to know, ask him.
It's all family though.
Indeed.
I'm gonna give a shout out to my wife. So Black Eye Custom Audio is actually a woman-owned, black-owned, veteran-owned business. So I'm actually the co-owner of this business. So this business is in my wife's name.
He's the hired labor.
I am. So she gets paid for doing half and nothing. So my boys, my good friends out of Florida, Jeff and Kim Hill, Kim's doing her work, Jeff's doing their work, in that business.
Right.
I'm doing all the work in this business.
Right.
But with that being said, man, my wife actually taught me into doing this too. So I think I should kind of, rewind a little bit. So
I would say that me as well, like I wouldn't be anything without my wife, same way as James would be anything without his wife. So hopefully, if the two youths are seeing this right now, so tell me about your bike.
Really?
You can walk over to it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I can't really, get into full details.
Yeah.
But, my bike honestly looks, in the words of my kids, as a grandpa bike.
Yeah.
I got the big King Tour pack on. I got the pods. My Corbin passenger pillion is off right now, but I got a Corbin seat. Oh, actually, you can see right here. So I got the Corbin seat. I got the Corbin passenger.
It's that Corbin
pillion.
coupe, huh?
Man, I love that joint. Shout out to them jokers on the West Coast, man. They did it right. I literally have almost every speaker, top brand speaker in this garage that is on the circuit right now.
Right.
And I do not put anything on anybody's bike that I haven't tested myself.
Okay.
Now, if you come to me and you say, hey man, I got these quote unquote speakers and I gotta have them on my bike, I'll put them on your bike.
Right.
But what I do is I install only what I know what sounds like.
Right. Okay.
Because again, my focus isn't on just getting you out of here with a build. My focus is on how happy you're gonna be at that build.
Sure.
So I want you to be happy, and I want customer service as my top priority. So
Indeed,
I know what things sound like.
Right.
So with my bike here, again, testing out everything, I decided to switch it up a little bit. So I'll tell you guys, I got Euphoria. Shout out to Euphoria. I got some Euphoria 6.5s in my pods. I got some Bama tweeters attached to those. Doing a little something. Can't get into really, how that's separated, but doing that.
Yeah.
My old set of bags and my lids are off right now, but I had a set of Top Shop Speed Freak 4.5 inch bags, fiber bags, reinforced. Big shout out to Hefe, Carl Bordner out there. He actually did them. You can literally shoot them things with a 40 gauge and the goddamn bullet probably bounce off.
Wow.
I mean, them things is rock hard. So shout out to them. I'll give anybody credit that deserves it. That dude did a hell of a job on them bags.
Okay.
And I had a set of speakers in there that I won't tell you about, but they did their thing. Again, I had a Crazy 8 lid attached to it with a set of Audio Legion, believe it or not, Audio Legion 8 coaxials in there, and then I think I had a PRV tweeter in the tweeter pod. Here, this, believe it or not, is a factory Farron pod, 8-inch pod.
Okay.
Yeah, so man, shout out to Tim Nagy. That's my dude, man. I love that guy. So Tim Nagy, if you guys don't know, that guy is a fabricator extraordinaire, man. So if you need rings inside the bags, if you need spacers for like lowers, for your tour pack pods, et cetera, you send him the specs, he can take care of you. But yeah, he ended up putting these, giving me these 8-inch spacers. That was neat, just to push it out a little bit. Right. But for you guys, all this is coming off. I got a set of Dirty Bird lowers already painted. And there's a shout out to my painter, Ralph Hubner out of Down and Out Paintworks.
Okay.
He's a local Frederick boy, so it's literally my neighbor up the street.
Okay.
He does all of my paint job.
Okay.
So
dope.
I know it's a little dirty right now. Black Eye's a little dirty, but it is what it is. If anybody competes, I highly encourage them to go with an aftermarket, receiver. Right now, a lot of us go with the Sonys because of the way they're built based off the Harley-Davidson chassis. Inside the Farron here, the Farron pods, I have a set of 6.5 Euphorias, paper cones. And then, as you guys can see here, I got a Diamond Audio tweeter built into the grill, so it runs my highs. And then I also have a set of PRV tweeters underneath the dash. Depending on the day of the week and what I feel like when I wake up in the morning, I may turn them on, I may not turn them on. It all just depends on what I'm doing.
So you can turn your tweeters on and off, huh?
It all depends. What kind of setup I'm going with.
Okay.
But from an audio standpoint, that's what I got. From a structural standpoint, again, 21-inch wrap fender. I do have a fast up rear air ride kit, J&R. Okay. So I went in, I know a lot of people run a dirty air. I actually like J&R. I would tell you guys this, shout out to J&R. Excellent customer service. 18-inch rear in the back, 21 in the front. Right. Got rear air ride. And
matching wheels.
Yeah, matching wheels. Getting a little dirty right now, which matches, so that's good.
Right.
But yeah, man, keep that West Coast style,
Right.
Hey, East Coast, we catching up, man, but West Coast, they all about them details.
Right.
And you gotta have them matching wheels.
Right.
The last little piece that I'm gonna add to the equation, this bad boy right here.
Oh man.
So this right here is gonna replace those saddlebag supports. Okay. So it's gonna give me basically a drop rail system, and that's what's gonna hold these bags here. So that bag system.
That bag right there. But I can't show it to you because it's top secret. It's top secret, right?
There's some top secret things about it.
Okay.
Except for the color.
All right.
Not a whole lot of power on this bike in this day and age.
Right.
If you rewind time and go back to 2015, I told somebody I got 3,024 to 400. They were like, wait a minute. That's almost 3,000 there. So you got over
6,000 watts.
Yeah. They're like, well, damn near 6,000 watts. They're gonna be like, wait a minute, 6,000 watts?
Yeah.
Are you crazy?
Right.
That's where we're at right now. So when I say not a lot of power in 2022, 6,000 watts isn't a lot of power.
But this is a rider bike though. This ain't just
It is.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you saying that too. This is just a 6,000 watt rider bike. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 speaker setup. And I travel. Anybody that knows me knows I get the miles in. If I didn't have this garage closed, we would talk about the motor, but that's a whole different time.
That's a whole different story.
That's a whole different time, whole different story. But
yeah, you got something in there. No, you want to shout you out? You build it out?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna shout out 2 builders. So I'm gonna give a shout out to Dorian Thomas out of Blaze Performance. He hooked me up on the first go around. Met him actually in the bike audio world. Did a great job for what I needed that particular time. And then my second builder, which is my primary builder now, one because he's close to me, out of Winchester, Virginia. Jason Chris out of 141 Cycles. Dude's an absolute beast. When I knew what I wanted to upgrade from what I initially got from Dorian to where I'm at now, I said, hey dude, check it out. This bike is probably close to 1,100, 1,200 pounds. Like, I need torque.
Right.
Just hook me up.
Right.
He took care of me.
Right. Okay. See, there you have it. He's not only is he show, he's go, and when he gets there, he get the party started for you too.
And the piece about that too is nobody ever sees it coming.
Well, thanks, James, man. I really appreciate the hospitality. Thank you for educating me and us on motorcycle audio. And if you like content like this, also make sure you follow Blackout Audio on Instagram.
Blackout Custom Audio on Instagram.
Excuse me, Blackout Custom Audio.
It's all good, brother. Yeah, follow us, man. We do some good things out here. For those, again, that follows, I do live in Germany now, so a lot of my audio content, bike side,
that was scary.
is kind of, slowed down. It doesn't mean that we have stopped. We're still here. We're still producing.
Right.
We're actually getting more into the call world out there in Germany.
Right. Okay.
I'm doing some things to, some folk stuff. I got my beamer out there. So needless to say, follow us.
Indeed. So definitely follow him. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Bill Ride Repeat. And we'll see you in the next one.